That is the biggest cum jar I have ever seen in my life. Listen, the only way a cum jar is any good is if you can fill it in one go. We all seen what happens when you can't, and it ain't pretty. Nobody wants old cum. If you expect me to swim in a jar of cum, it better be fresh. It'd take a normal person a lifetime to fill a jar that big. Now, if you're looking for someone who can produce that kind of volume in a day, I know a guy. Back when I worked in hentai, I had a friend. His name was Throg. He was a half-orc, half-ogre, and he was enormous. Great guy, by the way. Definitely a man of few words, but he was always smiling, and he paid my bar tab more times than I care to admit. The piece on this guy was terrifying, though. It was thicker than my waist. He could only do scenes with elf and demon girls, because no mortal could survive intercourse with them. You know those hentai scenes where there's so much cum that the girl swells up like a balloon? That was his genre. That guy could fill that jar. Well, let me tell you a story. I'll never forget this as long as I live. So I'm on set one day. I just finished putting the tentacle monster back into its enclosure. The crew's getting ready to shoot the next scene, and who should come walking in but Throg? He comes in carrying 2 king-size mattresses. And the director's like, Throg, what's with the mattresses? And Throg just says, gonna need it. He goes across the studio and he stands one of the mattresses up against the wall and puts the other one on the floor in front of it. And I say to the director, I say, look, I know this guy. If he's bothering to say 3 whole words in a row, this is important. So I stick around, because I gotta know what's gonna happen. They're doing the scene, everything's normal. I mean, as normal as cumflation hentai can be. And I'm thinking I get it. Everyone involved in this is gonna be tired. It's a good idea to have some mattresses handy. Throg is hammering this elf chick from behind, and all of a sudden, he turns her toward that far wall. He blows his load, and I swear to God, this girl goes flying off like a cum-propelled rocket. I could hear the Doppler shift as she went by, like, she flies 15 yards across the studio, bounces off the one mattress, and lands on the other one. And she's fine, physically. Psychologically, no way. When you end up with the nickname Cum Rocket, you probably aren't happy. But yeah, Throg taught us a very important lesson that day. Plan ahead. I hope you can take that wisdom and apply it to your own life.